Welcome to God's Vibes, the faith gym for faith walkers who are done playing small and ready to live fully led. I'm Juliana Page, apostolic voice, prophetic coach, and founder of Courage Co. And this space is where you train in truth, strengthen your spirit, and walk in your kingdom identity. If you're ready to grow in boldness, break through self-doubt, and become who God says you are, this is for you. Let's dive in. What's good, faith walkers? Welcome back to the God's Vibes podcast. We're going to get straight to it today. Let's do the thing. I want to share with you a reminder in case you feel like maybe that connection with God isn't as strong as you would like it to be, or maybe you've witnessed somebody where you can tell they just have this beautiful, bountiful relationship with the Lord and you crave that. You didn't even know you craved it, and then you see what they have with God and you're like, wow, there's more available. And so you're desiring that. Or maybe you feel like it was once strong and vibrant and it's lost all of the vibrancy. This is for you. This is going to be the episode for you. I want to also encourage you to take a minute. If you've been blessed in any way by God's Vibes, will you take a minute, subscribe to the podcast, share it, and bonus, rate it 5 stars and leave a review. It truly means the world. It helps so much, and it's totally free to do that. It's very generous when you do that. It's the way that you can be blessed to be a blessing. It helps so much, whether you do that here or anywhere that you get fed. Please, please, please bless those who refresh you, who bless you, okay? It's so good. Get in the habit and practice of constantly blessing those and refreshing those that are blessing and refreshing you, okay? Thank you to everyone who is doing that. I can see when you leave a review, when you rate it 5 stars, when you leave a comment about how an episode has totally resonated with you, it blesses not just me, but those that see it too. They see testimonies of how God is working, and that's who we're glorifying here, okay? All right. So just because you're near to God, it doesn't mean you're surrendered, okay? So this could be a little insight into where that dissonance can be coming from. Just because you're around God's presence doesn't mean you're going deep. Like an example of this, you could be around people, but not going deep with them. Okay, an example, I recently was celebrating a dear friend's birthday, right? And while at the birthday, there's so many beautiful people at this birthday, okay? But that wasn't the time to really go deep and connect with each person. Like, we could kind of connect over some things, but it wasn't the time to be like one-on-one and go deep with each person because we were celebrating a specific person. You with me? So just because you were in the presence of these people does not mean you were going deep with them. So this episode today is going to dive into different depths that we can experience with God, okay? I've just coined them ankle deep, knee deep, and fully submerged, all right? Just for fun, because you can really wrap your head around that. And we're going to explore how even great leaders like Moses and Solomon had different levels of intimacy with the Lord, okay? So we're going to look at how proximity is not the same as intimacy, okay? And you can think that you know people, and actually you don't know them at all. An example. We're going to talk about why spiritual depth is a daily decision. This is not like a one-time event. It's not just a season. It is a daily decision, okay? And then we're also going to learn how to recognize and respond when God is calling you deeper, because that for sure is a call that you don't want to ignore. Sometimes we get so focused on calling, or what we perceive our calling to be, that we miss the Lord calling to us. Yikes, okay? So get ready for some fresh revelations, some scriptural insights, and some practical steps to break out of the shallow faith and plunge into the depths of relationship with God. You ready? Let's do it, okay? So here's what you got to know. There is constantly with God upgrades available, meaning he's always going to invite us into the deep. He's going to, right, deep cries unto deep. He's constantly going to call us out further, out further, out further. You might have had that friend. Like, just picture going to the ocean for the very first time, okay? There's usually a weirdo in your life that's like, come out here. They're already, like, wave jumping and all out in the current, right? And you're just like, it's cold. I don't know. It's salty. Not sure there's creatures in there. I don't know. I don't dig it, right? And they're out there just diving and wave jumping and all the things, right? Similar, you get it. There's always more available in God. Always more. There's always deeper to go. But how much we experience is tied to our willingness to go deeper. Just like my little silly example right now, you can stay in the sand. Totally fine. Okay? You can just stay toe deep, ankle deep, knee deep, or you can go out and get submerged. Okay? Like some other weirdos and those peculiar people that the Bible talks about. All right? Many people in general are lukewarm. That's why we see that scripture that says God spits them out. Many stop at what's comfortable or culturally acceptable. That's where many stop, and that's where you see your faith plateau, okay? James 4:8, draw near to God, and he will draw near to you. I love this promise. Like, this is what allows me personally to keep coming boldly. I'm like, what's good? You see me? I'm out here. I'm treading some water. You better draw yourself, right? Like, I will literally go to the Lord. I have to literally force myself sometimes, but I know that when I do that, when I draw myself near to him, he will draw near to me. And he probably won't make it as dramatic as I do, but he will draw near to me, okay? So let's illustrate some depths, okay? Ezekiel's river vision. It says in Ezekiel 47, verses 3-5, the water was flowing. It was ankle deep, knee deep, waist deep. Then a river that could not be crossed, for the water had risen, enough water to swim in, a river that could not be crossed. So good, right? So I didn't even just make that up. That's the Bible. Ankle deep. What is ankle deep? It's a taste of God's presence, okay? So ankle deep to the life of a believer could look like occasional prayer, okay? Or I'm not quite sure the last time I sort of prayed. And it could be like Sunday faith. I went to church. I listened to a sermon. I got dressed up and went to brunch. You with me? Okay, ankle deep. Then we got some knee deep. There's some more surrender, all right? But there's mostly still holding back control. So I'll obey God to a point. Maybe I'll stretch and I'll go listen to a podcast, or I'll go to that class, or I'll open my Bible and I'll talk to the Lord. Some surrender, but still holding back control. Like a majority of the time, consistently what I'm doing is controlling, okay? Then we got waist deep. Waist deep, okay? This is really the real tension now between the spirit and the flesh. You can clearly start distinguishing this, okay? And then there's fully submerged, okay? Just picture like a submarine, all right? Fully submerged, surrender, trust, and full-on yielding to the Spirit. You're just yielded. You're down there. There's no going back now, right? So just for you, think about, where are you right now in this vision that Ezekiel had? Okay, the water's flowing, ankle deep, knee deep, waist deep, then a river that could not be crossed. For the water had risen, enough water to swim in, a river that could not be crossed. Are you ankle deep, knee deep, waist deep, or fully submerged? Okay, I also like to think, there's a quote that I love that says, a rising tide lifts all boats. A rising tide lifts all boats. That's one of the beliefs that I have with leadership with Courage Co. is that when one rises, they help lift everybody else. The key here is that everybody rises together, but it also proves the power of one person that catches the river of the Lord that's supposed to be constantly flowing in you. Out of your belly shall flow rivers of living water. We are meant to be a rising tide constantly. If we're not, something has shifted, okay? We have an opportunity to pivot. But think about that. You rising uplifts everybody you're connected to. That's a big deal. A rising tide lifts all boats. But if we're not fully submerged, we can't really rise from anywhere. Somebody. Whew! If we are not fully submerged, we don't have anywhere to rise from, okay? So here's the thing. Proximity isn't the same as surrender. We might think that it is. We think Being close means we got it. Okay, here's an example of this. Moses versus the Israelites, all right? In Exodus 33:11, it says, "The Lord would speak to Moses face to face, just as a man speaks to his friend." Like he was close with the Lord, okay? Moses went up to the mountain, and the people would watch from the distance. Proximity, though, didn't guarantee intimacy. The pursuit did. Moses pursued the Lord. The Israelites did not. Now, Solomon drifted. We see in 1 Kings 11:4, "For when Solomon was old, his wives turned his heart away after other gods, and his heart was not completely devoted to the Lord his God, as was the heart of his father David." So Solomon started close. He was even able to build the temple, right? That David could not. But he drifted over time through compromise. He was told not to marry these wives, and he did. And then eventually they led him astray and to his downfall. So a deep relationship is not just a season, okay? And just because you started out with one doesn't mean that you're going to keep it unless you do what's required to maintain it. So a deep relationship must be guarded and tended to constantly. Constantly. You know, some people think that they're just going to get married and that's it. Then they got a relationship for life. No. You might have gotten a certificate, okay? You might have stepped into a covenant, but that requires something, and it for sure costs something. And it looks like something, okay? So God's desire for us is always depth. He does not do shallow. Will he meet you there? 100%. But is he going to let you stay there? No. He will draw you out into the deep. Psalm 42:7, "Deep calls to deep. At the thundering sound of your waterfalls, all your breakers and your waves have rolled over me." That just gives me God bumps. God desires a relationship that is soul to soul, not surface level. This is not mechanics. This is not religion. Deep calls to deep. That means the spirit in us responds to the spirit of God. God is calling us by his spirit, and our spirit can respond to that call or not. That is what we're supposed to obey, the voice of the Lord. Jeremiah 29:13. "Then, with a deep longing, you will seek me and require me as a vital necessity, and you will find me when you search for me with all your heart." This is one of my life verses, right? Think about for you personally right now in this season, what you are truly, deeply longing for and what you are seeking and requiring with all your heart. Is it, honestly, the Lord? Is the Lord your vital necessity, or is something else on the throne? Because that can speak a lot to why you might not be sensing him. So here's some practical application, okay, for those of you that are like, whoa. I'm with you. I'm tracking. This is how you go deeper, okay? Number 1, audit your depth. Have you gotten shallow? Are you shallow? The world might say, are you basic? Nobody wants basic, okay? Journal. Am I ankle deep, knee deep, or fully submerged? Am I straight up in there? Like, did I do a cannonball out there with the Lord? Okay? All childlike? Or am I like, I don't know. Where are you at? Audit your depth. 2, return to the secret place. Like it's your vital necessity. Quite literally, like your life depends on it. If you don't come to the secret place like that, it's probably very little that you're going to get out of that. Recommit to daily time with God that is not rushed, that is not religious, that's not just squeezing it in. Think about it this way, like a real relationship in your life, treat God like that. Do you like it when people try to like squeeze you in and like rush time with you? It feels very transactional and gross. I'd rather not. Like if you got to like squeeze me in and you really don't have time for it and the whole time we're together you're thinking about something else and on your phone, like no. I'm way too deep for that. Okay? Recommit to daily time with God that is not rushed and that is not religious. In the world that might be that's not obligated. You choose it. 3, confront the shallows in your life. Ask what comforts or compromises are keeping me from going deeper. right? Maybe there's just comfort that you have. You like to, numb out versus spend time with the Lord. You like scrolling on social media rather than reading the Word. You want to be entertained versus delivered. I'm just making suggestions, okay? So explore that, okay? What comforts or compromises keep me from going deeper? Number 4, ask for hunger. So pray, God, give me a deeper hunger for you than anything else. Pray that. That is a bold prayer. That is a brave prayer. It's a powerful prayer. God, give me a deeper hunger for you than anything else. That's how you can start to see where your spirit truly starts to take over versus your flesh or your soul. And then number 5, fast. Fast for focus. Sometimes people try to fast for diet or fast for, so many reasons, but fast for focus. There's so many ways that the enemy tries to kill, steal, and destroy just by your focus. And if you truly recognize how important your focus is, you'll start stewarding it differently. So fast for focus. Even a 1-day fast can break dullness and recalibrate your spirit. And that is so, so important. It is so, so worth it. And it's something that you can implement immediately, like do it tomorrow. Okay? Lord, I don't want to just stand in the river. I want to be swept away by your spirit. Take me deeper than I've ever gone. I surrender my comfort, my timeline, my preferences, and I say yes to the deep things of you. You, God, are worth everything. If you want to go deeper, I encourage you to join us in Courage Co. This is a training hub for the Spirit-led life. You're going to get live mentorship, prophetic encouragement, prayer ministry, hangouts, book club, and there's courses, and there is a plethora of programs to meet you wherever you are on your faith walk, whether that's day 1, whether it's coming back, or it's like a deep dive and fully submerged. We got something for anybody, okay? And we've got the support you need to walk fully submerged in your calling. You can join us by going to www.courageco.org. All right, everybody, I hope this message blessed you. And until next time, stay blessed. If today's episode encouraged your spirit, share it and leave a review so that other faith walkers can find their way home. And if you're ready for mentorship, activation, and community, join us inside Courage Co. It's just $20 a month to walk with us. You can access it at www.courageco.org.